Letitia Scott and Marsau Scott, because they have been clapping back at fans in the comments. People have been coming at them under their posts, saying negative things like, "Can they just cancel this show and let's move on?" Letitia actually responded to one of those comments saying, "Who is holding you here? Move along." That is not the Tisha we are used to seeing. Usually she just ignores the noise, but this time she was snapping back. Another person said they don't watch anymore, and she shot back that she's not even discussing lies over it. Then Marsau jumped in too, telling someone, "I don't give a blank what you watch, homie." He even pointed out that people who say they don't watch are still engaging with the show and driving numbers up by commenting. That's a real clapback. Marsau reminded them that engagement comes in all forms. Likes, dislikes, shares, comments, memes, everything. So even if you're hate watching, you're still contributing to the ratings. It's like he sees the bigger picture now and is calling people out directly. And speaking of engagement, let's break down something called Parrot Analytics. This is important because it tracks not only who is watching live on cable, but also the buzz online. That includes searches on Google and YouTube, social media posts, memes, TikToks, anything people are doing that involves love and marriage. Huntsville. So when we hear that demand is up, it means the show is hot everywhere, not just in front of the TV. Back in June, the demand was 2.1 times higher than the average show, but was down 6%. Then, by July, when the show came back, demand shot up 60%, which is huge. That means fans were searching names like Martell Holt, Melody Shari, Maurice Scott, Kimmy Scott, Letitia Scott, Marsau Scott, Destiny Payton, and everyone else. On the cast, they were watching clips, engaging with memes, and keeping the show in constant conversation. So, even people who claim they don't watch are actually fueling the fire. And you'll want to hear how this connects to the drama with Destiny, because her event might have been part of that spike. Now, let's get into this episode summary that really shook people up. It says, Nell and Tisha try to mend fences. Kimmy questions if reasoning with Martell is a lost cause. Marsau warns Tisha not to trust Destiny. Maurice confronts Martell about his accusations of infidelity. That line about Marsau warning Tisha not to trust Destiny has everyone buzzing. Is that real? Or was it just a teaser meant to stir the pot? Because if you remember, Destiny and Tisha were super close just last September. They went on that road trip to Detroit together, laughing, joking, and talking about being single and happy. Destiny was glowing, even saying she was her own new boo, and the two of them seemed tight. So for Marsau to now say that Destiny can't be trusted makes fans wonder what changed. Could there have been some drama we don't know about yet? Keep watching until the end, because this Destiny storyline connects to her big event, and I'm going to break down why fans think something serious may have gone down there. When it comes to Martell Holt, things are also messy. We've seen him on the outs with most of the group, mostly interacting with Fletcher, Nell Fletcher, and Destiny, but there's a clip showing Maurice Scott sitting down with Martell, and it looks like a tense moment. Remember, Martell accused Maurice and Marsau of infidelity, which has been a sore spot for a long time. Maurice now confronts him directly about those accusations, and fans are waiting to see how that plays out. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Marsau posted on Instagram recently saying he doesn't understand what he's actually done to Martell. He pointed out that besides calling him a busy bee years ago and apologizing, he hasn't trashed him or gone after him. Marsau even said he would love for someone to tell him what he's done, because no one can name a single thing. That raises a good question. Has Marsau really wronged Martell, or is Martell just projecting because of his own issues? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is one of those debates that fans love to argue about. Now let's circle back to Destiny Payton, because her name is at the center of everything right now. She hosted an event for her foundation this past weekend called Unbreakable Defense. It was described as a self-defense and awareness event and the launch of her law foundation. The big news is that it was filmed by the network, which means we're going to see it play out on the show. But here's where the mystery comes in. The event took place at a boxing gym, and fans noticed that in the trailer, there's a scene in what looks like a boxing gym too. Destiny is seen there with a man, but no one knows for sure who he is. Some fans are speculating that it could be the same guy spotted with her before, at Madani events and even at the vow renewal. In those scenes, he didn't have any lines. He was just there in the background. But at the boxing gym, you can see him sitting with Destiny, laughing and looking close to her. People are wondering if this man is part of her storyline this season, or if something happened at the event that sparked all the chatter online. Adding to the mystery, a person who looked like him posted online recently saying they weren't a cast member and weren't getting paid. Then, that post allegedly disappeared. The timing has people asking if something happened at Destiny's event that made this person want to speak out. Could it be drama behind the scenes? Was there tension between Destiny and others at the event? The street team even pointed out details in the clip, like a spot on the wall and a door in the background, that matched the gym where Destiny's event was held. That's why fans are convinced the boxing scenes we saw in the trailer are connected to her foundation launch. And since the network filmed it, we're definitely going to see some part of this on the show. Stick with me, because this could be one of the biggest plot points this season. Another thing fans are keeping an eye on is Destiny's friendship with Trisha. People noticed that Destiny and Trish haven't been liking each other's posts lately, and they haven't been seen filming together. Trisha was at that ladies' dinner, but Destiny wasn't. And while the two did take a photo together at a party back in February, it hasn't looked the same since. Fans say the lack of online interaction started around March or April. And now the buzz is that they might be on the outs. Could that tie into Marsau telling Tisha not to trust Destiny? Is Destiny's circle getting smaller? These are the little clues fans love to piece together, and the storyline seems to be pointing in that direction. Now, let's not forget about Kimmy Scott. She has been the voice of reason in a lot of situations, but in this episode summary, it says she questions whether reasoning with Martell is a lost cause. That shows just how much strain Martell has put on his relationships with the group. If even Kimmy is getting fed up, that tells you things are really bad. And Kimmy has always tried to give people grace, but it seems she's realizing Martell might not be willing to change. With Maurice confronting him too, it's looking like Martell will be isolated again unless something shifts at that retro party we've seen teased in clips. Speaking of that retro party, fans noticed Martell dressed like Johnny Gill, which means at some point he was back around the group despite all the drama. That's why people think there must have been some type of truce, or at least a decision to move forward for the sake of filming. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense for